The Derbyshire uplands, a wild, iconic habitat full of wildlife. Or is it? As a child, I grew up visiting moorlands very like this for family holidays, and when we walked across them and spent time in them, we all believed that the moorlands were beautiful, unspoilt wild landscapes filled with life. But if you dig a little bit deeper into the history and ecology of our moorlands, it's very apparent that they're not. That in fact, they're very intensively managed, semi-natural landscapes, bereft of many of the species that should be here. It's a common misconception that our moors are wild and natural. We've all grown up with uplands that have been intensively managed. Thousands of years ago, man started to cut down the trees. More recently, we've drained and grazed the land for farming and burnt the heather for sports such as driven grouse shooting. All these practices leave the peat exposed and vulnerable to erosion. So this is an area that has been burnt in some time ago, and what was peat that was nice and wet, that would have been brilliant for storing water to slow flood risk down further downstream and for trapping carbon, is now bone dry and it's just blowing in the wind. And the only thing that's managing to live here at the minute is the bracken. All of these management practices, the pollution, the persecution and the wildlife crime have caused us to lose a lot of species from this valuable habitat, and even more species struggle to survive. A visit to the uplands should be an experience full of the sights and sounds of wildlife, but instead it's eerily silent, and all we hear are the ghosts of the landscape. At Derbyshire Wildlife Trust, we believe in a wilder future for our uplands. We want to bring back the ghosts of the landscape because we believe that a visit to an area like this should be full of the sights and sounds of wildlife. But what would you like to see? What species would you like to bring back here? What would you like the landscape to look like? We want to gather your opinions so that we can put together a creative manifesto for the uplands. And that's why this summer we're running our Ghosts of the Landscape project. We'll be running an art auction and a creative writing competition throughout this summer, and it all starts on the 5th with a webinar all about the issues that our uplands face. This will be followed by the release of a workshop online on the 12th of August, designed to inspire your creativity. So to find out more about our project and about how you can take part and get involved, visit the Ghosts of the Landscape page on the Derbyshire Wildlife Trust website.